All right, you clicked on this video because you want to get your knees under control. I'm young enough, I haven't had a real issue with my knees. One time I did. I asked my friend Jimmy, who is a physical therapist, and this is kind of what he came together with for his students. How you can condition your knees. Just because your knee is sore doesn't mean you need to rest it. Actually, quite times it's actually quite the opposite. You need to put it in situations where, especially while we're hunting and fishing, it's not if, but when our knee is going to be in an awkward situation. Enjoy. This is like a 20-30 minute video where you're actually doing the exercise. It's good to do with him a couple times, kind of learn the exercises, and these are just things you can do at your home. Stay safe, stay wild.
As a physical therapist, I see a lot of knee arthritis, a lot of ACL tears, a lot of meniscal tears that really affect the quality of people's lives. And I just wanted to make sure that you all have bomb-proof knees so that you could do what you love forever. I love doing everything. I love skating, I love surfing, I love running, mountain climbing, hiking, trail running, jiu-jitsu, you name it. I really love doing everything. And I take a lot of time working out and making sure that my legs and my body is prepared to handle all those activities and the diverse activities that I love to participate in. So I want that for you guys, and I hope these help.
All right, Bobcats. So before we start, like on any journey, we want to know where we're going, right, and where we are. That way we could take the right first step in the right direction and the right distance. Right? We don't want to try to jump too far. We want to make sure that we take a wise, calculated step. So I want you guys to close your eyes, focus on your breath. Think about the last activities that you participated in. And as we move forward, I don't want you to take too big of a step and push it too much relative to those activities that you just participated in. So if you had just played basketball, then think about the intensity of basketball. If you've just been walking or hiking, that's where you're going to start, at that intensity. So as you breathe in, visualize your comfort levels. Think about what you might be a little bit anxious about. And just be okay with where you are at. We're just giving you options and suggestions on how you're going to move and the intensity that you're going to move at. Take it easy. Nothing comes to you right away. So take your time. Be patient with yourself. Be wise about how much to push it. You're always asking if the risk is worth the reward, and the risk of injury is never worth the reward during this type of workout. So today I want you to push it no more than 80% of where you think your comfortable maximum would be. Now open your eyes and let's get rolling. Aloha Bosque Bobcats. This is your coach Jimmy Linn, your physical therapist and performance coach. I'm going to go over your bomb-proof knee program. We're going to start off with some light agility warm-ups. Then we're going to go to strength and coordination exercises. This is going to be phase one. So for those that are having difficulty doing these, stick with these for a while, and then we're going to present phase two for you later on down the road. All right, let's begin. So we're going to start off with a nice easy jog in place. You're going to get up on your tiptoes, okay? And everything you're doing here, you can do within a small area. So you could do this from your home, okay, or your living room. Okay, you're starting to get your knees up. You're just getting warmed up, okay? Getting used to being up on your toes. Get those heels up. And part of the focus today is really just being aware of where you are at, what you're having difficulties with, because that lets you know what areas you need to work on and the appropriate steps to take as you move forward. And take things slow. Our body does not adapt quickly. So take your time, be patient, and you'll decrease the risk of injury as you improve. So now you're gonna skip. Skip in place. You don't have to go that high. If you wanna skip nice and low, that is fine too. Okay. Your only expectations are based on where you are at yourself individually. Okay, this is about figuring out what you're good at and what you need improvement on. Okay? And getting into a consistent program that conditions your tissues, your muscles, and your brain. And it's a nice, simple 6-minute warm-up, and you're gonna go through each one of these phases for about a minute each. So for another minute, we're gonna do nice, easy warm-up, quick step. You could do this with tape or just have a few objects around. So it's 2 feet in, 2 feet out. We're just getting our brains warmed up. Okay. Again, you're on your toes. You're looking down, getting a sense of where the pressure is on your feet. A big part of injury prevention and performance is really self-awareness. You want to know and develop a sense of where everything is in space. So it's 2 feet in, 2 feet out. And as you get better, pick up the pace. Okay, but we're still in the warm-up, so take it easy. It takes about 6 minutes for your body chemistry to reach a nice plateau. So be kind to yourself, warm yourself up nice and easy, but slowly start picking up the pace as you feel more comfortable. So that's 2 feet in, 2 feet out, and what we call the frontal plane, side to side. Okay, next one, we're gonna come front to back. So it's 2 feet forward, 2 feet back. And again, you could see a little bend in my knees. I'm staying on my toes. And I'm gonna pick up the pace just a little as I'm getting warmed up and comfortable. And I'm always focusing on my breath, making sure that I have nice, full breaths. I'm not holding my breath anytime. And I'm always focusing on my breath, making sure that I have nice, full breaths. I'm not holding my breath anytime. Okay. So we got 2 more exercises for our warm-up. Okay. We're gonna start dropping down now. We're gonna get our bodies used to being in this nice bent position, right? Because when we're dropping and we have a comfort being in this squat position, whether it's on one leg or two, okay, that gives our legs the ability to shock absorb. Right? It's when we lose that ability to shock absorb that our leg will start to deviate in or out, okay? Or the knee joint itself will shift back and forth, okay? So as we drop into these positions, think of the depth that you're comfortable in, and you want to be comfortable throughout the entire depth of movement. So if you can't go that deep, it's okay, right? Start off, figure out where you're at, and start from there. So you're gonna drop down, come back, drop into your double limb squat, and then I'm gonna switch legs, come back, drop into my squat. As you feel more and more comfortable, you're gonna drop further and further down. And as I'm dropping down, my back is straight. I'm pulling my belly button forward, reaching forward so I'm nice and balanced, and come back. And as I drop down into my lunge, I'm thinking about my left knee barely coming down just above the ground, and I'm pushing off hard with that front leg. And you're always thinking about your body alignment. My trunk is straight, and my knee is between my ankle and my hip. And then I'll drop down, and you can see my knees, right? Again, I'm trying to keep them in between the center of my ankle and my hips. Wherever my toes point, my knees will point with it. Nice and easy. Again, you're just warming up those hips. No expectations. Just think of where you're at. Okay. So last warm-up exercise involves a little bit of balance, and it connects us with our hips, right, and our ankles. So with a slight bend in your knee, we call these Romanian deadlifts, but we're really only doing one leg. So it's a single limb Romanian deadlift. So we're gonna reach down and then back, down and back, down and back. Again, I'm trying to keep this leg. It's gonna be fighting to keep itself straight. I'm trying to keep my trunk straight. And I'm just reaching forward. Good. And for those that are having difficulty standing on one leg, you can put the tip of your other foot down if you need a little help. Okay? Just bending down, or you can reach back, put it back there. Okay? And you're gonna do both legs, about 30 seconds each. And again, you're trying to connect with that ankle and your hip. Okay? You're looking to decrease the amount of movement in your trunk, trying to keep your body nice and lined up, your pelvis nice and level. And again, this is just a way to connect with our hip and our ankle, increasing our awareness, which will help increase control while we do more dynamic movements. Okay. Okay, and your last exercise for your warm-up is another balance and hip mobility exercise. You're bringing your leg all the way around. So I'm driving my knee up as high as I can, pulling it up and around and back, and pulling it back across my body as far as it'll go. Okay. And coming all the way back forward and around. This is to make sure that all the muscles in my hip are firing hard before we put higher demands on it in our agility exercise. So all these exercises that I've shown you for the warm-up, you're gonna do 1 minute of. So you're gonna do 30 seconds on one side, and then you're gonna switch with 30 seconds on the other. Okay? So I'm fighting with every degree that I move, trying to pull that knee up, and I'll even pull it across my body, up, out, back, and then across the back part of my body as well. Okay, so I'm making as big of an arc as I can. And you're gonna do that for 30 seconds on each side. All right, Bobcats. Decelerating and accelerating are times when the amount of forces on our body and our hips and our knees and our ankles are some of the greatest. Okay, so we're gonna practice decelerating forward and accelerating back. Okay? And we're gonna start off by going front to back, then we're gonna do side to side. right? So I'm taking 3 steps. So it's 1, 2, drop into a little lunge, and I'm gonna push back, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can see how I'm lined up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm leading with my right leg. I'm gonna switch it off after about 20 seconds of doing this. When we're practicing agility drills, you don't do that many. You're looking for quality, you're looking for control. It's a lot of more force, so you're actually gonna get tired more quickly than you think. Okay, so that's about 20 seconds. Now I'm gonna switch sides. I'm gonna have my foot on the line, then left, right, left, and then back. Left, right, left, then back. Remember, in these beginning phases, you're just learning movement skills. Don't worry about the speed. And once you got the quality down, your body is controlled with its movement. You feel real comfortable. There's no pain ever. Then you can progress the speed a little bit to where you can pick it up. So now we're going to be doing a frontal plane deceleration drill, and that's our ability to change direction from a side-to-side plane, okay? What we call the frontal plane. So again, you're going to drop down, right? Get used to being in this position. This is a protective position for our lower extremities, right? This is our springy, shock absorbing position. When we're up here, there's not much play in our knees. So the point between injury, right, and the tension on our ligaments will increase quicker when our knees are straighter than when our knees are bent, okay? So we're gonna drop down, 2, touch, 2, touch, 2, touch, touch. So we're coming down, dropping down into that squat, but I'm staying out here with my legs, keeping them nice and wide. Staying on my toes. And again, we're only doing this for about 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, take a little break. And you're gonna focus a lot on the quality of your movement. Okay, as soon as that quality starts to decrease, it generally means you're losing focus or you're tired. Stop. Okay. Both those variables, the frontal plane going side to side and the sagittal plane going front to back. Okay, so we're going to be going around this object. We're going to keep our feet spread apart. They're not going to cross over, but I'm going to get down in my favorite semi-squat stance, staying on the balls of my feet, coming forward. And again, all you're trying to do here is get used to moving your feet. The more options you have and you're comfortable with, you'll be able to naturally pick the optimal position and movement that you want when you are participating in your activity, whether it's competitive or not. Okay. I'm coming forward and back around, staying on the balls of my feet. All right, Bobcats. So now we're gonna get to our strength portion. That was our basic agility section. You're generally gonna do that in the beginning when you're nice and fresh and you have the focus to be able to be aware of where your feet and where your pressure is and where your alignment is. As you start to get a little bit more fatigued, we're gonna decrease the complexity of your movements. So right now we're gonna start with our double limb squat for those that that are in this phase of strength, okay? So if you felt a little uncomfortable already dropping down nice and deep with 2 limbs, this is what you're gonna start with. So you're just dropping down. My knees are over my feet for the most part. If it's a little different, right, if it's a little bit side to side or a little bit on the inside, just continue to correct. You'll get better at being aware of it. Okay, you're dropping down nice and steady, and you're gonna do these as many reps as you can in 45 seconds. But again, you're looking for quality. It does not count if it's not a good quality rep. Okay, nice and steady. And if you ever need to take a break, take a break. If you find that the quality is dropping, take a break. Okay, again, my back is straight, I'm leaning forward, and if I'm feeling like it's pretty easy, I'm going to pick up the pace. All right, Bobcats. One of the things that are really useful are these 5-pound ankle weights. You could actually adjust these anywhere from 1 pound to 5 pounds. The most I ever use is 5 pounds, even when training the higher end athletes or some really strong individuals. We focus on just increasing the speed or the number of reps to compensate for the weight. If you want, they do have up to 10 pounds, but I don't believe that it is necessary for the type of work that we're going to be doing. So one of the very important muscles is called your glute medius. Okay? It helps slow our hips down in that frontal plane and control our hip so that our knees don't collapse inward. So these are called side-lying hip abductors. Okay? So I'm going to have both my forearms planted in this 90-degree angle. I'm going to keep my left kneecap on the ground, and I'm going to pick that leg up as high as I can. And where I'm going to feel it is right back here in my booty. You're going to switch sides after that 45 seconds. Again, if your quality starts to drop, take a break. Once you feel like you could do a good repetition, start up again. Okay, and you're getting up as high as you can. Every millimeter counts. So one of our last exercises for strength is going to be our single limb bridges. This helps to train our hips at this end range of hip extension. So we're going to pick one leg up, or you could have the knee bent, and we're going to drive that elevated leg up into the sky. I'm going to keep my head down, and I'm going to clench my left buttock here and drive that hip up into the sky as high as I possibly can. These are also called hip thrusters. When done with weight, these have been shown to make you faster. So you're doing as many good repetitions in that 45 seconds as you can. And once that's up, you're gonna switch. Don't need to take a break here. And you're gonna feel some pressure in your lower back, your buttock, and the back of your leg, your hamstring, on the limb that's planted and doing the driving. And once that's up, you're gonna switch. Don't need to take a break here. And you're gonna feel some pressure in your lower back, your buttock and the back of your leg, your hamstring, on the limb that's planted and doing the driving. Okay. All right, my friends, so for those that want a little bit more of a challenge, instead of a double limb squat, you're gonna do a single limb squat. You're still doing as many reps as you can within that 45 seconds. Okay? Don't forget your focus on quality. It's gonna be tough in the beginning, but that's okay. Right? Be patient with yourself, just work on it, and you'll see yourself improving quickly. So hands forward, I'm gonna pull my belly button and my chest forward. I'm gonna get my foot under me, and I'm gonna drive up. I'm gonna come down as controlled as I can, tap, and then back up, okay? And this is gonna work the back side of my body a little bit more. I'm still gonna feel my quad, but primarily we're focused on the buttock, the hamstrings, and the lower back on this exercise. Okay. We have a quad specific, that's this muscle in the front, exercise coming up, which we're gonna do next. So you're gonna do 45 seconds, as many repetitions as you can on that one limb, and then you're gonna switch off. Remember, you're looking to keep your trunk straight up and down and your pelvis level. And if you lose your balance, so be it, it's gonna happen. I've done these for years and I still lose my balance. You're not looking for perfection, you're looking for improvement. Okay, so these are the tough ones, but these are the ones that are really going to give you that ability to feel comfortable decelerating into this bent knee position. I'm sure you've all heard not to bring your knees forward beyond your toes, but there's too many activities and too many situations where we're going to require that movement for us to avoid it. So I'm going to pick my heels up. You don't necessarily need a step behind you. You could actively keep your heels up as you drop, but I find it just a little easier to have like a 2x4 or some books behind your heels as you drop down. So the difference between this activity and my squat is that my knees come forward and my chest stays back. So I'm dropping down, keeping my chest up. If I want my hands up behind my head, that's gonna pull me back a little bit more. And here I'm gonna feel it in my quads the most. So I'm dropping my knees forward and keeping my chest back. And you're doing as many repetitions as you can in 45 seconds, and you're looking for that quad burn and a deeper squat. So we call these knee dominant or front squats. Okay? With weight, you would have it up here, up on your shoulders in the front of your chest. And these will get those knees conditioned and the muscles attached to them, your quadriceps, in great shape. Okay, last exercise. Your pal, you can stay there. Yeah, so one of the most important elements that we tend to skip over a lot is working our ankles. Our calves are one of the biggest shock absorbers and the most explosive muscles that we have in that lower limb. So this next exercise, which is real simple but super important, is just our simple heel raise. You're looking to get it up as high as you possibly can. I'm referring to your heels, right? As high as possible, and I'm pressing up to the point where my foot is almost pointed straight like a ballerina. All right. So the more strength and stability you have in that ankle, the more force can be transmitted during your runs, during your jumps, and during your decelerations. Okay, so I'm going up as high as I can, nice and easy. If you're able to do more than 20 repetitions in that 45 seconds, I want you to switch over to one limb. And if you're having a little difficulty with balance, it's okay. You could hold on to a chair, just put your fingertips on it, and you're getting up as high as you possibly can. You're looking for that nice burn in the muscle, which tells you that it's working hard. All right, Bobcats, so you're almost done. You just have the 6-minute cool down that is on another one of my YouTube videos. I want you to complete that, and that will be the end of your phase 1 bomb-proof knee program. So take your time, don't rush it, and you're probably going to be doing these exercises in phase 1 for about 4 to 6 weeks until you start phase 2.